Hi folks, Joseph Kursky here. Here's a workaround to symbolize your map if you cannot sort the feature service fields in ArcGIS Pro. If you have ever encountered this, you know how frustrating it is. Let's say you're adding data from a path, in my case, the county health rankings. You know from the looks of the attribute table that you've got dozens, if not hundreds, of variables to choose from, but you cannot sort the attributes when you're in the symbology tab in ArcGIS Pro. In other words, I've got a lot of data at my fingertips here, and if I go from single symbol to graduated color or graduated symbols, I can't sort this list right here. This is quite long. I can type in the letters, but again, that takes me forever. If I type in an F, I get female population, but it's not sorted in any way. So how do you get around that? The frustrating thing too is that in ArcGIS Online, if you look at the same data set, you can sort it. You can sort it in ArcGIS Online, but not in ArcGIS Pro. Weird. So until that gets fixed officially, here is the workaround. What you need to do is you need to go to the data engineering tab. You've got a lot of capabilities in the data engineering tab. But one of the things that's germane to our discussion here is that if you update symbology and search on, for example, smoking, you can then, now you're in the symbology here, as you can see me changing from natural breaks to quantile, changing the number of classes, etc. You also, since you're in data engineering, you have the capability of creating charts and other things, calculate fields and so on and so forth. It does offer some advantages. Here is a chart, for example, and you can even filter on location. So if you zoom into, let's say, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, you can filter by extent. So as I zoom to a larger scale on the map, the chart automatically updates, as you can see right here. So you do have some additional capabilities in that data engineering zone, but it's just a bit odd. But that's the way to get to the place where you can actually sort and enter text that will eventually get to the fields that you want to symbolize. That is in the data engineering zone. And now I'm tinkering with my chart a little bit. Notice here, when I change the variable, it's still not sorting in this particular case right here with the chart properties. So it may be because of the way that this data is served, but it's not just this particular data set, the county health variables, it's other data sets as well where you cannot sort it in Pro. To some, we cannot sort the data in Pro to symbolize. We can't sort the fields. We can in ArcGIS Online, but not in ArcGIS Pro, as this screen shows here in ArcGIS Online. The workaround, use the data engineering capability using steps 1 through 4 as I screen capture below. To get to the data engineering pane in the contents tab, select the layer of interest, analysis, workflow, data engineering, as you can see right here. Once you do that, you'll be good to go. Some additional clicks involved and seems a bit needlessly complicated. That's the disadvantage. The advantage is that with data engineering, you now have some additional capabilities. So number 1, go to data engineering, as I show here in this screen capture. Number 2, as I explained a moment ago, you're going to be in the data engineering zone underneath the table. You've got county, you can type in text, you can sort, and then update symbology, and then you'll be in the symbology zone. And then you can also chart and do some additional statistical analysis there. Thanks for being with me, and I hope it's helpful.